We should have just called it Geek Emporium because that's really what it is. We cater to geeks because we are geeks. We want you to come in and loiter. We want you to come in and flip through the bins and then go down to the listening station and try something you haven't heard before. It's dream come true. I think anyone would say that opens a record shop. You do it out of passion. But I just love music and I really want kids to get the physical medium in their hands. My name is Melanie and we're sitting in the main floor area of Rockin' Ruby's Records in Paulsbo, Washington.
They're all in sleeves mostly, which is good.
Eleanor Rigby.
When I grew up, we had record stores. I could go in there, I could pick out stuff, and kids don't get that now. So they're not gonna have the experiences that we had growing up. They're not exposed to the same kind of musical situations. For me, it's a passion. I just love music that much and I want to share it. We started off as a mobile store because I didn't know if it would fly up here. Who wants to rent a building and go immediately into debt when you can hitch up a cargo trailer behind you and just kind of wheel around to different breweries and wineries and special events and see if it works? And not to my surprise, it really worked well. And that's what we did all last summer is we were a mobile shop. And I found the response to be good enough and my back to be old enough that I didn't want to move them around anymore. So we found a permanent location and it's a great spot here in Paulsbo. Specifically, my wife and I were looking for a place to retire that needed a record store. We're just off the island from Bainbridge, which is a direct connection to Seattle. We're just a little bit north of Bremerton and it's a really good spot for what we're doing. And I think the community needed it. I keep saying I'm allowed one Californian a year. And last year, my sister by another Mr. Mary came up and we started doing stuff together in the mobile version of the shop. And she's a Lego nerd and I'm a record nerd. So we kind of smushed them together. And we found out by accident that it's the same kind of demographic. So yeah, the Lego store has taken off and oftentimes it gets more search results on Google than the records do. We want people to walk in the store and have their mouths drop. Expect fun when they come in here. And the building's kind of quirky and weird, and so you come up and you go down and you go around. It's almost like my own private Woolworths. Here's the audio department, here's the record department, here's the Lego department, here's the gifts department, and every time you walk in, we feel like it's celebration, and we want people to come in and feel that celebration. Everyone is welcome here. Rockin' Ruby's is named after my mom. And when I was coming up for names for the store, lots of things popped in my mind, but then one morning over breakfast, I went, why don't you name it after your mom? For me, it's a salute to my mom. It's a salute to the roller derby queen from Rockford, Illinois. Go, Ruby. Vinyl is having a resurgence, says the media. Vinyl has never left. Vinyl itself is a purist kind of medium. It also outlasts everything, right? So if you have all stored digital media, it's 100% chance that is going to go away at some point unless you back it up someplace else. Cassettes don't have a long shelf life either. Vinyl is pretty timeless. If you take care of it and you don't let it warp, it's gonna play forever. So there's that permanence about it. You can see the artwork in it and the lyrics on the liner notes and everything. So I think that it became trendy because I think people wanted that physical connection to their entertainment, what you don't get with streaming. So I love that there's a vinyl resurgence even though it never really went away. I think Kitsap is a vinyl hotspot. There's other stores down in Bremerton, there's a couple in Port Orchard, and I would hope that it continues to become a destination for vinyl lovers to just kind of tool around and hit them all on a weekend. So we get everybody in here from, I dumped all my records and when CDs came out to, you know, I had this in high school to my mom had this collection, do you have what my mom had? When you come into a record store, it's nice to be looking for something that you think you want. It's also nice to talk to the staff and find out stuff that you didn't know that you needed. But our typical customer is just a music lover or someone who appreciates the time that they spend doing things that aren't digital. For new vinyl collectors, I recommend you hit our bargain bins because we have collection starters that are like 3 for $10, but it's collection staples. stuff that you need to have, stuff that you need to listen to. You also want to listen for original pressings versus reissues. You have a first pressing of a record that comes out, say it was released in 1973, and then re-released even in 1979. The difference is the vinyl got thinner, record companies cheaped out. It doesn't have that same punch that it used to have. Same record, same Dark Side of the Moon. One is going to be $26, one's going to be, $56. And why is that? Condition matters and the pressing matters. Advanced album junkies usually have it down pat. But I would say to those folks, try new music. There is some good stuff out there. We're the only sub-pop dealer on the peninsula. So we're getting the new artists straight out of Seattle, and some of it's just really outstanding. So try new things. Keep your mind open. Every Wednesday, we bring in a tub of 200 new records. If you've only got 15 minutes to stop by a record store, find out on Wednesday mornings on our Instagram or Facebook page what's in that bin, because we do a flip video every Wednesday. We want these records to not get warped in a storage room or an attic. It's musical history. I think that's one thing that all of us have in common. We want them played. We want them to be heard. We all want these records to be preserved. And that's the passion that I think every record store owner would share.